I just want to pop on here and tell you a little story that I heard the other day. And it just goes to show how important getting your pelvic floor checked out is, regardless of whether you have issues or symptoms. Really, truly, just taking care of your pelvic floor is life-changing. And here's why. So I had a patient come in and she said it was fine for me to tell you this story. She came in, she just was coming in preventatively. She wanted to know how her pelvic floor was working. She heard pelvic floor work could be really good in supporting her New Year's resolution to lose weight and just get strong again. And so came in and we did a pelvic floor check, just an exam, looked at her whole body, of course, but also did the internal work, internal exam, and we found that she had a prolapse. So what that means is her bladder was a little saggy. Her bladder was falling into the vaginal canal, the vaginal opening. So she has what we call a pelvic organ prolapse. Really no big deal. And she doesn't even have kids yet. So this is all, it was good that we found it now. So when she does go to start trying for kids, we can make sure that she knows how to keep her pelvic floor lengthened and long. So we can support those organs staying in the right places as the baby grows. But regardless, really truly, we found she had this pelvic organ prolapse. She is lifting weights, so we got to teach her all the ways to help keep her bladder in place, help it go back into the right place with some continued pelvic floor work. And that is the beauty of finding out you have a prolapse. I know you might be like watching this and you're like, I don't actually want to know what's going on down there, but the earlier and sooner you know how your pelvic floor works and functions and where your organs are sitting, and get this stuff checked out and taken care of, you're gonna have a life of healthy living and you'll live your ultimate best life. Honestly, we see people in their 60s and 70s and 80s, and it's not too late for them, but they probably were the kid the woman, honestly, that in her young 20s that came in for the pelvic floor check who had the pelvic organ prolapse, probably even before kids, but now they're in their 50s, 60s, and 70s, and it's only gotten worse because they were never taught how to relax their pelvic floor, help the organs go back into the right places, especially after babies. And so now, they're peeing their pants, and I used to see people in their 80s and all of them were incontinent, and it was just frustrating because it was the lowest thing on the problem list. And so at that point, it's just like, of course, they're going to be on heart meds and everything else. So the bladder just comes last and the pelvic floor health just comes last. And by that point, a lot of them have joint replacements anyways. And truly getting your pelvic floor checked out and learning how to optimize the function of the pelvic floor is going to make your core so strong that you won't wear your joints out as you get older. That is the benefit of some pelvic floor work. So I hope this was helpful information.